Welcome back to your video. As we get started, thank all of you guys for tuning in today. Don't forget to hit that like button if it resonates. It's like giving an energy boost to the channel and most definitely appreciate it. If you see in the top left corner, we have the Magician, which indicates this pick a card to be for representatives of incredible power and potential. So set your intentions now. We have stack 1, 2, and 3. What are you manifesting? What advice does Spirit have for you in regards to a wish, your potential, and what to do with it? Because, you know, the Magician got the tools, but it's like, what are we going to do with them? All right. So those of you that could be new to tarot, the Magician just, as I stated, represents potential, stands for passion, action, energy. Sometimes in most decks, there's a robe, and the robe represents or symbolizes, that passion. It's normally red, and so red talks about passion, action, and energy. In the right hand, typically he holds a wand pointing upwards, signifying his ability to channel the divine and bring it down to earth. In his left hand, he holds a coin, representing his practical skills and the material basis of his actions. The Magician stands behind a table with 4 elements: a sword, a wand, a pentacle, and a chalice, symbolizing his mastery over the 4 elements of nature. The Magician represents the power of manifestation, the ability to turn your thoughts into reality. Whenever the Magician appears in your reading, it signifies a time of great potential and creativity. It also reminds us that we have everything we need to achieve our goals within ourselves, and we need to harness our inner power to make things happen. Okay, I had to get dramatic. So if you need more time, pause the video. Otherwise, we are going to get started with group 1. So group 1, let's see what you got here. The Ace of Pentacles. All right. The Ace of Pentacles definitely talks about materials, okay? And it could be anything from like a contract. I mean, you do have additional cards that we're going to take, right? So if you say, well, what could it be? Because I said it could be anything. A contract, a home, a new job is normally what the Magician with the Ace of Pentacles could represent. It's given from the divine and actually one of the tools. So not only do you get this thing, you also are still going to manifest or work with it. Now, the Ace of Pentacles is a card from the Minor Arcana, and it represents a new beginning and opportunities. The Ace of Pentacles is often associated with material and financial prosperity, and this card signifies a positive change in our financial situation or the realization of a goal related to money or the material world. Some of the key meanings associated with your Ace of Pentacles include abundance, wealth, stability, and security. The Ace of Pentacles remind us that we have the ability to create stability in our lives through hard work and dedication. So when you see them together, the cards represent a time of great opportunity. The combination suggests that the universe is on your side and that you have the power to create the reality you desire. This is a time to take action and use your skills and talents to create the life that you want. The combination of the Magician and the Ace of Pentacles also symbolizes a new job or career opportunity that will bring financial stability and abundance. This could be a time of great success and achievement, but it is important to stay grounded and focused on our goals. In conclusion, the combination of the Magician and the Ace of Pentacles is a powerful and positive one. This is a time of great opportunity and potential for financial, material, and personal success. With the right mindset and willingness to take action, we can manifest our deepest desires and create the life that we truly want. As I look at your oracle and bonus cards, I love this. Someone has shopping, okay, or you all have shopping. Just do it. Choices. So we'll start with that because it's like I don't want to stuff them all. Or I'll just, okay, we'll make a way. How about that? We're going to make a way. All right, so we know the magician is there. All right. So there we go. You have 2 8s. You have 88, and that will be the 8 of Pentacles and the 8 of Wands. We got action. We got mastery. We got something that's repetitive. We have, for some of you, work, travel, play hard, work hard. And I love that your spirit card is the dragon. And then you have 2 of the archetype cards from the wild unknown that I will read from the guidebook for you. But we have calcification and separation. So I feel that anything that could have been blocking you in the past, that is what's separating or removing itself from your life. Because calcification is like, I don't know, it could be anywhere there's, if I'm correct, right? Like, it just talks about buildup or something like that. Now, there could be buildup in a positive way, right? But if there's any buildup and something needs to be cleaned off or dusted off, the separation could talk about just that. So it's giving me a vibe of someone that may have separated from something or someone and is, you know, possibly in need of a makeover, some self-love, a shopping day, you know, a drink, even if it's non-alcoholic, but just something for yourself as a reward. Okay, so I think that that's super dope. So now shopping says that if you're thinking about making money in retail or online selling, this is a good sign to try it. It's also an opportunity to to take your business on the internet. I was like, take over. And look at me being a consumer. I was like, we're going shopping. Okay, but some of you guys that may be an online shop, there could be an offer waiting for you. Or that's the tool. You're going to use this shop to get whatever it is that you're trying to manifest with the money. Okay. Just do it. She's putting on lipstick. She got on pearls. I love the background. Okay. It's beautiful. Some of you guys, this could be in cosmetics, beauty, like I said, self-care. But the card itself, because self-care, when I say that, I'm talking about like organic, cruelty-free, or, you know, if you ain't into healthy stuff, just something that makes someone feels beautiful. Maybe you're into enhancing. Some of you, if you have a store or if you have creative projects and other ideas, this is about sprucing it up a bit. Okay, so for some of you, it could be about sprucing something up and taking something online. Okay, all right. Procrastination will not bring any success at this time. So that's why you got these 8 wands here. We're not going to procrastinate. This is the best time to put your plans into action and just do it. So it definitely talks about plans, not just writing them down, but at this point, there's a foot forward that needs to be taken. And look, 2 feet possibly. You have choices. Now, for some of us, one choice is procrastination or not procrastinating. And it looks like the other choice talks about the work. It talks about mastery. It talks about doing something over and over and over again until it's perfected. If you have been kind of struggling with that perfectionist syndrome, or there's something that needs to be refreshed, rejuvenated, a new, breath of fresh air or something like that, because, we just do the same thing over and over. And I get up and I go there and I come home. For some of us, it's like there's a choice. Okay. And then either way, whatever choice you make, it's time to take some sort of action. So you can stay, you could go, you can open the store, you could not, whatever the case may be, it's going to require some sort of action. All right. Now with the dragon, because, hold on, let me grab this. We are in the year of the dragon, I believe, because I'm a little goofy. Okay, and I'll wake up and be like, it's Thursday. And you'd be surprised how people look at you when you do that. Like, first, out of jealousy, because what kind of life do you have where you don't know what time of day it is? And then secondly, what's wrong with you, lady? So the dragon is seeing one's most true self and balancing the ego. The dragon sees everything. Its essence has been with us since before our first breath and will be there at our last. It watches us navigate the external world as well as our inner world. When dragon energy is awakened, we are courageous, visionary, and can easily drop into witness consciousness. It is almost as if we are traveling with a great friend inside of ourselves when we look in the mirror. Deep into our eyes, we may even glimpse the self behind the self, the one who is watching us. This is the power of the dragon, breathing transformative fire into every cell of our bodies. Witnessing this omnipresent energy, even for a brief moment, helps us surrender and let go. We let the dragon guide us. We hop on its back for a ride, and we traverse even the most difficult terrain. The dragon's eyes see beauty everywhere. So again, we're talking about beauty. So for some of you, it may have some of that up in there. When I said, like, take you a day, spruce it up, or maybe you're looking into that market. It is said that if a yogi does not see beauty in the world, the agni is dim. And the agni is basically described as the inner fire. So, or sacred intelligence. It may even just mention the dragon stirs the amber of intelligence within you. So if you're like, okay, what are you talking about? The dragon is also connected to the third chakra. The third chakra is where the communication to source is, they say. So it's like, maybe you have gifts and ability and source is trying to tell you something. Spirit is trying to tell you something. The message has been coming. The synchronicity's been everywhere. And you just need me to say it today through this little old pick a card. How about that? Now for separation and calcification, I don't even need the guidebook anymore now, because when I got into the third eye with the dragon and source and the connection to you, calcification is exactly what I was thinking about when something has buildup on it. So I'm thinking the pineal gland. And there could be something that is blocking, or you have a gift and ability to use it, because the Two of Swords is like kind of like my separation card. And those people are born or even like are chosen later in life to wear the veil. So you have the capacity to see on the other side, or to be the eyes for spirit on the other side. So you have a gift and an ability, plus you can do something practical. And for some of us, it's like, if you want a comfort zone, right, and to be responsible, it's like, well, I need money to make money. So I want to do this, but I need to be able to take care of myself or my family while I'm building it, because you definitely need to start building it. Well, there are some more practical matters that may afford you the ability to use those finances for that. Okay. So I do hope that that helps group one. And for curiosity, because I don't want to do y'all like that, because I'm sure, and some of you that are aware of the third eye, and they say cayenne pepper, and you see this red. When I was in, I don't know, high school or college, they were saying like one way, there's a lot of organic ways to do it. And now that I'm a bit older and I got mine working, I was like, child, it'll take 57 million lifetimes to use those organic products to do something that's supposed to get you access outside of this realm. No shade, you know what I'm saying? Because if you ain't helping it, you're hurting it. So if that helps, I'm all for it. But I just said, that was a nice try. They tried or whatever. But I would say it's meditation, and also it's spirit and source, coming for you when they realize that you ain't found them. So some of you are chosen ones. Others of you have gifts and abilities. And if you don't feel like left out. It just says that you are at this reading because it's meant for you and it's time. So no losses. Now you have heat, fire, and desire. For some of you, this is like the Ace of Wands. So you got the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands for the most part. And that says that your bank is going to start booming, or your work. So if you have a new job, a new project, or an existing project and an existing job, which one of the two you could be separating from, or, making a list and doing your priorities, because separation is right here by choices. And we have either just do it, and then we have keep doing it. So do it and keep doing it and not procrastinating. But this card, it talks about your psychic level. It says any uprising emotions that have been repressed or dismissed. It's something big to change, to be brought to the light and purified. So for some of us, there may be some frustrations. Now, this also talks about a flawed ideology, institution, or outlook. So for some of us, that's your gift and ability to help be the new ideology, create an institution, or share your outlook. But for others of you, I will say it could be your ideology, institutionalized thinking, or outlook that leads to frustration and angers. And, you're supposed to be a change maker and a channeler in this life. Or if not you, someone. Because it's like, it says frustration and anger are wondrous change makers if the heat is channeled with space, time, and awareness. So it's like I don't want to be cliche and say, oh, your pain can be a paycheck. But for some of you, it's like instead of getting mad or stagnant, your energy could be used because you have so much of it. Like when you procrastinate, you really procrastinate, don't you? Or when you get angry, you really get angry, don't you? So it's like that energy, if you put it toward whatever it is that you'd like to manifest, then you'd really get that. Now, won't you? So I love that for you, Group 1. And we will move to Group 2. What are you manifesting? What is the advice from Spirit to the manifestor? Okay? However that works for you. You have justice. And even though there is traditional interpretation, which I'm going to go over with you intuitively, my first mind said justice. Like literally, to be avenged for something fair to happen. Like if you have been wronged, it doesn't have to be legalities, but it could in the law, like literally. It just talks about fairness and justice. It also, for you specifically, Group 2, it may ask you to, weigh the pros and cons and use your discernment when it comes to integrity. Now, it could be the integrity of an item you're buying or the thing that you're manifesting, because I believe the integrity has multiple meanings, because I haven't checked the dictionary, and I'm sure that I haven't been misusing it my entire life, where integrity does sound like something that's honorable and dignified, yeah? But integrity also talks about the value of the material. So if I say, that shirt has great integrity, it's like what it's made of, right? So it doesn't always mean some belief system or principle. It could actually mean physically, tangibly, the integrity of something. Like that shirt is worn out, take it off. The integrity could be damaged. So just look at it that way, because it's like I specifically set the intentions for like your manifestation or something that could help you in manifesting. So I didn't want it to turn into like some soul development kind of thing. But if that's what Spirit has for you, Group 2, I won't leave that out, because I told Spirit I can't argue with you about the cards you flipped out. Now, if there's a Libra in your life, okay, because air signs do sometimes get the rap for this magician energy, which is also air. The sword is down, so there's no confrontation or fight. I'm noticing the black and white little, half and half duality. We got the white cat, the black cat. Now, if it is a belief system, some people say this is bad, this is good, that's right, that's wrong. But black cats were actually good luck in many cultures. And then new cultures were created and they flip the script just to have their own thing. So I'm just going to say the opposite of what they said so I can have a thing. And it's like you're tainting the integrity of the truth. See what I'm saying? See how they go? So, just like what I just did. When Spirit shuffled out some of these cards, I'm not going to lie, because there's one for group 3 too. I didn't touch group 1 because it made sense, right? Group 1, it actually initiated me sharing this pick a card for the collective. I didn't want to do a finance reading or a full reading. I said, well, I'm getting into the pick a card and my new collective loves these. And when I started watching tarot on YouTube, all I watched was pick a cards. I didn't watch readers. So it's like I'm getting back to my roots or whatnot. So I'm like, we're going to do a pick a card. When this card came out, I was like, Spirit, they manifesting justice, right? So look at that. My integrity is up to par because I did not remove and would not remove a card that Spirit shuffled out because it's just I'm a conscious person like that. And it's like, how dare they? Like, how dare a human being say, nah, I don't want that one. Spirit, give me another one. I've seen people do that though. I ain't gonna hold you. So moving forward, I love that you may be getting a wish fulfilled. I also know that if you're upset about a manifestation, a relationship, a person, this magician, if it's not you and it's somebody else, I feel that there may have been once a wish to have someone or something. You may or may not still want it. While you're going through this journey, or while you guys are going through the journey, the 9 of Cups could signify a sign of your wish will be fulfilled, as well as a need to make adjustments so that you could at least be content and be happy with self. Okay. You also have the 10 of Pentacles. So I feel if this is like a person for you guys, this is the one. This is the highest potential of a relationship in the physical world that you could have. Because I know sometimes the Page of Pentacles could show the potential for, a marriage or something like that. But the 10 of Pentacles, that's like legacy, that's success, that's wealth. So if there is some sort of wish fulfillment or a legal payout, it's not small. Okay. You have the 4 of Wands here. The 4 of Wands talks about an engagement. So this is moving in. This is an engagement. This is absolute bliss. If some adjustments are made, or once, the integrity of the situation improves. And that, again, just points to the possible quality. So like I said, justice, what I didn't want to leave out, but I was like, Spirit, this isn't very entertaining. You're like trying to help them be better people. No, I'm just kidding. The Justice card itself, it kind of represents the idea of justice being served, or gives you a confidence that justice will be served and that our actions have consequences. Now, this isn't no scary reading because whatever your actions are, I'm not tripping on them, right? These are some very beautiful, auspicious cards, but it does say that, which also points to others that could be in your environment, because you, group 2, actually had the Magician come out again. And I don't think, because I use different decks, you're the only ones that had the Magician come out with the Magician. So it's like the integrity of the Magician, the integrity of the tools, the universal court looking at the Magician. I don't know, but it's not bad, because you got the Chariot that came out after the Magician. And you see that red coat, the driver who's in control of their own emotions and own happiness. So this wish fulfillment may require this balance for you and whatever opposing force of yourself or whoever you're working with, possibly a family business or others. It's like, regardless, you guys are going to have to focus on the goal, make proper arrangements, work together and plan. I don't think that this is an individual thing, because the Chariot is here with the Magician. And unless this is like the willpower itself, it could involve others, because this is usually a family business or a marriage that you guys own a business or work together in some way. But if it's for an individual, it just talks about wealth, health, and success, planning, making some sort of arrangements, moving forward, focusing on the light at the end of the tunnel. And the light at the end of your tunnel does show a crescent moon. So I think that's a crescent moon or like a partial moon. So if you're into, the vow. Ooh, damn. Y'all got justice, which is like this would be like a courthouse marriage. You got the Four of Wands that talks about an engagement. You got the Ten of Pentacles moving in together. Because this is moving, sort of. I mean, if the Ten of Wands had popped out, it's for sure. But this is like a body for the magician, or like some spiritual Kabbalic stuff, right? Some mysticism. And or it's a pair of people that could move in together, get engaged. Because when I said the moon is, thank you, Spirit, because you child my imagination. I'm glad that I can channel and read cards, because cards have 2,000 million billion interpretations. You definitely, have to know the combinations or channel. So listen, those of you that are readers, always listen to Spirit. Just even if it interferes with something you were about to say, just listen. So I'm looking at these 9 cups with the reference to the moon. And then on the Chariot, in the Wild Unknown deck, the horse literally has either a pentacle, I think it's a pentacle, or the moon, like on the chest. And then I think the zebra has this emblem on the forehead. Either way, the zebra is black and white. So 2 things becoming 1 for some of you, or maybe even 3 things. But this third thing is source, or the driver. And then these 2, so it's like this trifecta. There may be a trine, and this trine could be in the transits. But what Spirit reminded me of was when I saw the 9 cups with the moon, it made me think of the vow in the Wild Unknown archetype deck. I mean, not archetype. Yeah, it may have been the archetype deck. I'm going to find it for y'all right quick while I'm talking. The vow. Oh, and let me show you your other cards in case something else magical happens. This ain't no Vegas rabbit out the hat show. You also have the 2 of Wands. Baby, that's 6 wands. And then the Sun Splendor is the 10 of Pentacles for this deck. So you have the magician who uses the tools and its own willpower. And for some of you, if your willpower is the challenge, it just talks about drinking, dehydration, your health. If you see the world as your oyster and focused on, the Kabbalah, things like yoga, breathing, some sort of holistic, organic, new lifestyle, that could help a great deal. When I first heard a reader say, yeah, Metatron, because, Metatron is the homie. Like, I don't know if I'm the daughter, the little sister, the cousin, the auntie, but we family somehow. I think, like, ain't no names over there like that. We just one, unus mundus. But when I heard this reader say that Metatron didn't like alcohol, I don't even drink like that. And when somebody say like that, it's like, oh, you drink like fuck. I don't. Seriously, I had 4 years with drinking nothing. And then I tiptoed back into wine, and that is like disgusting a little bit, and it dehydrates me. So I didn't drink again for years and years. And then I was like, oh, well, tequila, it's gluten free. Okay. And it don't got sugar. So that should be good for you. So when he said that, I took it into consideration, because a lot of people, famous people, superstars, and, that's rude. I was going to make a disclaimer. I don't listen to a lot of hip hop, but I fuck with hip hop. Just not rap really. But some artists have also professed how taking, fasting, doing away with some things that they had done changed their lives, to the point to where it changes them so much that the collective accuses them of being clones. Like, somebody makes a drastic change and their life improves, and it's like, where Gucci Mane go? So for some of you, working on your solar plexus, possibly monitoring your intake, I'll just say that, could help some improvements, as well as planning for whatever this is. But don't go moving too fast. Get you a personal reading, or take advantage of the free card pulls that I'm doing for the month of July. All you have to do is send a screenshot of a like, comment, or share on a pick a card or video. You don't have to ask your question pertaining to the video, but to see like what that is for you. But like I said, this is 6 wands, and the sun splendor is just like 10 pentacles. And you have the character in the magician card right here. And look at that. The magician and the spirit be playing. It's like you leave that card out if you want to. But but that's the same as the chariot. So what's coming to, oh shit, I got too excited. Damn, sorry. What's coming toward you, right? That's what OG tarot, what we used to say when the chariot came out. What's coming toward you? For some of you, okay, if I take out the fact that spirit wanted us to see the magician with the 2 horses, but they're actually cats. And then here's the actual, again, magician with the 2 horses. Okay, we got all that. What's coming toward you could be a new car, more energy, a wish being fulfilled, may involve a family situation or some sort of establishment, an engagement, an event, a wedding, a baby shower, and planning for it. Maybe some of you could do planning, party planning, because maybe you like to make things nice, or maybe you're good at being OCD and meticulous. Because the Hermit is Virgo. Virgo talks about work. So these could be areas where something could work, or this relationship could work. Could be a Virgo, could be an introvert. Does say go within and take things slowly. And the goal, because the light guides the Hermit. I do it by myself. That's why it takes me so long. The chariot got a few different, it got 2 different horses on it. It got a driver. Some people say it's guides the throne of heaven. I forgot. Maybe is that why on the Game of Thrones they had the chariot? Okay. Well, whatever that means. But it's that could be significant. Like doing something independently with the Hermit, indoors, child. But the chariot is outside, so it's like I'm coming up, and I'm going out. My short-term memory loss is even shorter, and I love that because they said that's what hold us back. Nostalgia, memories, past lives, and all that. Child, I can't tell you what happened 5 minutes ago. And because I'm a Pisces, and oh my God, I love so hard, and oh my God, I got so many emotions, and oh my God, I got so much passion and so much fire. It's like, baby, we just gonna have to take it out, because I don't know if she can do that. Might not even be humanly possible to do the work. So I appreciate my guide or guides, my higher self. And I'm not just rambling fucking off with you guys. I'm finding you the card. But yeah, child, I had to have divine intervention. Don't look like some of y'all need that, and I think that's super dope. Here it come. You gonna see. Oh, and then it's like, but you remembered that? Yeah, because I love tarot cards. Look, the 9 of Cups with the moon. I thought about 9 moons, and count how many moons are in this card. So let's just read this. I didn't hold back. I didn't keep nothing from y'all. Ooh, look. And then for my mystics, where I said the Kabbalah, watch your health, what you drinking or not drinking, making some adjustments, focusing on integrity. That's like self-mastery, master, crowned person. But here you have the stone, which according to Harry Potter and Solomon, this is the Philosopher's Stone. I personally see it as alchemy or temperance. So that's why I said don't ruin it. This engagement or whatever this is, this new budding relationship that you could have that could lead to all of this magical stuff, because some of you guys could be single as a dollar bill, and what you're manifesting is a wish fulfilled. The contract. Yeah. Learn to yamas, the 5 vows of the seeker. So I'm sure that's some super secret yogi stuff. When in light, it says bearing witness to the shift toward destiny. So it's like you about to watch before your eyes some shit happen for the good. And I love it because some of y'all got hearts, some of y'all got rings, some of y'all got circles, and some of y'all got where we just see a triangle at. Bam. This, you see, she knows some stuff because Kim Kranz made this card and, of course, the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. I love when they remember to implement things that are connected so little old people like me who don't know can know. So there's even connection to the vow and the justice card. You take oaths to become an attorney. You swear without fear or favor to, use your discernment and right? You could be meeting an attorney or a judge. They usually don't show up as the magician, so that's why I think it's more related to mysticism. But anyway, it says, when the vow is spoken, the air shifts, karmic ties are formed, and destiny tilts on its axis. Our words and intentions have immense power. There is a reason the great mythic stories of our past often include the recitation of oaths and the mixing of drops of blood as marks of unions. Well, okay. The tricky part is that reciting the vow, no matter how casually, activates the eternal and unseen forces of the world. The ancestors bear witness, the laws of nature respond, and these promises cannot be unsaid or forgotten. So breaking them can leave lingering complexities and loose ends. This card calls us to acknowledge the vow we are living by, consciously or unconsciously, and either recommit to it or create a ritual that signifies its closure. You've been underestimating the power of your promises. Right? Don't everybody do that now. All right. Group 2, I'm half scared of y'all, but I'm going to leave it with that, and I do hope that it helps. We will move to group 3. Group 3, we are going to get started with you. You have, ay, míos. I just like saying that. The 4 of Pentacles. Now, initially, the 4 of Pentacles for me talks about an inheritance of some sort, and I like that. However, it also talks about holding on. So we are speaking of what's coming toward you, what you're manifesting, or any advice Spirit has for you to improve your manifestation. All right, so I also have bonus cards for you, and I'm gonna pull all of them here, and we'll go through them one by one. I just want to go bam, bam. So to start with the Magician and the 4 of Pentacles, firstly, we already went over the Magician, great. But the 4 of Pentacles speaks of issues surrounding power, control, and material possession. So it's kind of like hoarding or being stingy too. Not saying that you guys are doing that. You can have people in your environment like that. And before the universe, or actually the universe wouldn't care, because the universe is more so like just the clock that's ticking in the algorithm. But your guides or source or spirit, the one that's protecting and like guiding you, ain't going to give you nothing if it's people that could just something you've been working on your entire life, and then it's people in your environment that without a second thought manipulate it or try to control you to use it. You know what I'm saying? My friend, that happened to my friend. She inherited some money from her mom, and then all of a sudden her boyfriend wanted to get married, and his brother got a new car, and it was just like and then because I didn't like their behavior, I didn't want anything, because she was like, you want to go shopping, and she wanted to like buy us stuff. Because of what I saw them doing, I didn't want shit. Like, I didn't even feel comfortable with it, and they ran through the money. So since we're talking about magicians who could sometimes be opportunists, and we're talking about you that's manifesting something, just be mindful of that. The 4 of Pentacles could also represent a fear of being vulnerable and willing to take risk instead of feeling the need to stay in a place of comfort and security. So together, the Magician and the 4 of Pentacles form an interesting combination, as the energy of each card is somewhat contradictory. And that's what I said, like, it could be opportunist or there may be an opportunity. So that's kind of cute. The Magician is all about taking action, creating your reality, while the 4 of Pentacles represents hesitancy to let go of control and change. This combination indicates that although you have the power to manifest whatever you desire, there may be some internal resistance or fear holding you back from fully embracing your potential. This combination may also indicate a difficulty letting go of material possessions or financial stability, even if it means sacrificing other aspects of your life, such as personal dreams or relationships. Four of Pentacles may also represent a need to evaluate your priorities and ensure that your focus is not solely on material gain, but also on personal fulfillment and happiness. Overall, the combination of the Magician and Four of Pentacles is a reminder to assess where you stand in terms of manifesting your desires and reevaluating whether you're holding on to anything that is hindering your growth and progress. It is a call to let go of fears and embrace the power within you to create the life you truly desire. See how that go? You also have, okay, because I want them matching. The next card you had was the Four of Cups, the Six of Cups. So for some of y'all, children or siblings may be involved, and see if you inheriting something, if there was an unexpected death. It doesn't have to necessarily be like a passed on loved one, but usually inheritances come from someone who's passing it down. Other things that could be passed down are like childhood traumas, where our opportunities are at stake. So if we're holding on to any issues of abandonment from like early childhood development, or there's a family situation regarding that, there's that. Scarcity mindset is huge. So for some of you, what you're manifesting is being delayed, or you could be having some complications with it or getting less than, like if you manifested it, like I wanted to manifest, $100, you could have had 1,000. But there's scarcity mindset, or like impoverished mindset. I think I'm the only person who says that, because when I say that, they'll be like, what is that? A poverty mindset? I always say impoverished mindset. Regardless, there's a need to understand that there's more than enough. So boredom leads to what I ain't got. What I ain't got leads to lack, and lack just kind of holds someone back from taking risk. It'll hold someone back and make them kind of guarded, because it's like, I don't have a lot. I got to hold on to this little bit. And I'm not trying to be the devil's advocate, but a lot of my mentors and the moguls that I follow, maybe we just foolish or reckless or brave, or just was winging it. But there may be times where it seems like the most illogical thing to do, but they did it. And I feel like when you win, it's like, oh yeah, okay, it was worth it. But the majority of people that just take an L, it could make one look, irresponsible, or we have other responsibilities and things of that nature, possibly children. So I get it. Okay. But that's there. The karmic energy and the need for healing is here, because this is Taurus. I know previously when it was Pisces TV, a lot of my collective has Taurus in Chiron. Others of you I know a few months ago, because the transits moved so fast and I haven't done horoscope since April. It was in Aries. I don't know if it's still in Aries. But some of you could have Scorpio, and that tells you a lot about the wounds that you incarnated to heal, because there's definitely some holding on to it. It may have something to do with abandonment, childhood memories, or your personal growth. Okay, but we have more cards, and I'm going to put them out here for you. Now, the fire ants talk about a little bit of static and chaos, where our attention is. And that's crazy that it went to that Four of Pentacles. So we need to pay attention to this Four of Pentacles. And the fire ant may have a message for us, because I know that the fire ant is just gossip and a bunch of crap and a bunch of lower vibration. And I hope that we don't get bored and take that path when you had your sights set on something else, but then you got shook for whatever reason and took a road that's more traveled. You know how they say, well, took a road less traveled, which is usually, a mystic, the magician, the high priestess, all that kind of stuff. But the other roads that's already been paved, it's kind of like a safe way. But I don't think you're going to like it. I think you're going to be bored and still be broke. The Ten of Pentacles the Ten of Swords also talks about rock bottom, or just processing a lot of information. So while some of you may be in this nostalgia, figuring out your roots, looking at pictures, the family trees or whatever. So that's what I'm saying. That sounds like a group of people that are coming together after an event, and have inherited something, but just be mindful of others in your environment. And I know the Scorpio is connected to like the King of Cups, as well as Pluto and Scorpio is connected to the Queen of Cups. And so that represents, like, in business, sometimes not being passive and people pleasing, but also not just like doing all the work, letting others take credit. It's a long story with that King of Cups. And then for the Queen of Cups, when she's in that scorpionic energy, she's literally the phoenix. So either she can rise from the ashes, which is this 10 of swords, or she put those swords in it. That's what I can say about this raft. Okay. And if she's holding on to something, as well as still holding on to abandonment issues from childhood, and then she dealing with a mud duck like the magician in a shadow energy, it's like you just spewing out that, and you're going to attract just that. You're going to attract gossiping. You're going to attract relationships that are not very stable. And I'm not putting this on anyone. I'm just reading the cards. So just be mindful. So let me calm down, because it was like, let me not turn into the fire and start gossiping to what people going to attract. The fire ant talks about aggression, rigid thinking, and following orders. And that's crazy because you got 2 4s here. 44, that's the emperor, orders, okay? Fire ant energy flares up without us noticing. It's the force that attracts us to people and situations that feed our imbalances, man, rather than those that counter them. Gossiping, and baby, I've been working with the Wild Unknown deck for like 5 years. These my babies. But that's crazy. So anyway, gossiping and blaming are a few indicators that misaligned fire and energy is at play. All right. You may also find yourself stewing on a person or situation, only making things worse. How can you break free from drama and cool down? Fire ants are surprisingly sensitive. Don't pretend that heat isn't getting to you. Baby, please don't, because I didn't just think of the King and the Queen of Cups for no reason. And even if they the innocent bystanders around these fire ants, it ain't gonna be good. So I wouldn't, and if you inherited things from biological or early childhood development, that's deep. And I would appreciate that, because you got to go sit down and talk to a therapist for 6 months before their notes get at least 5 lines or a paragraph that says, well, this may come from that, and that may come from that, and you probably could do this and this and that and this. It takes like all those sessions and all those insurance payments for tarot to say, hey, look here. So I appreciate it. Now, another card, or you actually have like a few more. You got the 9 of Wands. So, if that's the last straw and somebody's fed up, and or there was any kind of abuse, like abandonment or rejection early on. For others of you, it talks about persevering. So, I mean, if your ideology is, I got to hold back and hold on because I may not have enough, it just talks about, that's like a strain of some sort. Like you feel that you're surviving. And I don't like saying you and your because I just want to explain the cards without, barking at someone. So let me see how I can position it. The 9 of Wands, okay, is more so like somebody's sitting there. I'm just going to explain the cards. Somebody's sitting there with this stick, the other sticks are behind them. So either they put them there and they protecting the stick, like being guarded, because he looks like a guard. Okay. So somebody's being guarded. And then others of us may need to be guarded and protect how far we've come, because that's the 8 of Wands, the distance. Okay. So it's like if someone is guarded, standoffish, and like emotionally abusive, or toxic or financially abusive, that could be a thing. I'm just going to say that. All right. Now, in a favorable light, for some of us, you're inheriting a thing. Now, you may get something you want and then realize that you don't even want it, because you always do that. If you look back, you just like stuff. And ain't nothing wrong with that either, because I've been spoiled my whole life and I know all levels of spoiled. And then having children reintroduces all of those levels of spoiled, and it should help you grow as an adult once you see your kids doing it, and you shouldn't be doing nothing that your kids doing. And I'm saying that as a parent that told myself that, so I'm not pointing fingers at y'all. So just be mindful, because I would hate to raise a little magician in shadow because of my actions as a parent. So there's that. The other card that we have is more Four of Cups. Usually when I have dual cards, I may have said something absolutely correctly right and don't need to stretch it any further. Others of you, I will just say, we got 8 cups, we got 10 cups. Okay? So if I had 8 cups, I'm definitely walking away from all of that to get to my 10 of cups. And it may be a lot to process, but that's what we're going to do. Now, for others of us where it is the 10 cups, that's the story of the 8 cups and the 10 cups. That's so cute. I love tarot. Here we have the Page of Wands, who's loyal, who goes against the order. You see they're going in different directions. So some of us, the people in your environment, because I'm looking at this family tree and the 6 of Cups, or these siblings, there could be age differences. One person that guards the past is around this negative energy, and or the person that's optimistic with high beliefs for the future is guarding themselves from those people. And then here comes Source. You guarding, you hiding, don't want to be a part of it. I get that. May have been deceived or just financially uncomfortable. You're a magician, and I feel that it is detrimental that you use your power right now. Now, for whoever it is for, the Page of Wands is kind of like the Orphan Annie card sometimes, or like Peter Pan, right? Well, we just going to rob Peter to pay Paul, but for a good reason. These people are not born with much, and literally sometimes don't even have parents. And aspects of their chart show where they need to heal, and then other aspects of their chart show what caused it. So it's like, damn, I was incarnated to heal from these things, and other things in my chart said by the time I was 7 or 12 this was gonna happen, but at day 1 I was supposed to be healing from this, and it's gonna happen at day 7,650 as well, so I get that, which could make one frustrated and emotional and violent and destructive, like the Queen of Cups in shadow. I get it, right? But they say we take oaths and we make agreements, and that Source ain't gonna do no wrong or whatever. So it's just like, I had to take a moment, because that is some of the most unfair thing to me that exists in the world. It's like a kid that you are born feeling and experiencing something that you would think a monster deserves. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm talking about no food. Imagine having dirty clothes or living at an organization or a church with no family, no parents. That's what the orphan sometimes represents, because you got the 4 of Cups twice, and we got a child, and we got rock bottom, and that's tough, right? So it's like somebody who may have never experienced a lot or even enough, right? So what you're manifesting, if you've done the work, right, you're manifesting more than enough, because your inheritance comes from your abilities and your gifts, or the other side, which I appreciate. Saturn also came up for you guys. But y'all had okay, I said I was to have integrity. I wasn't going to take nobody cards away. But I was like, I just wanted one card for each group, and all y'all got 3 and 4 archetype. Oh, it didn't come out. Okay, I take that back. Let me not lie. But I will show you what I saw. I saw Saturn, and I saw gold, and then I saw the Raven, and I said, I got to put this deck down, because Saturn return, Whatever the case may be, you got the number 7 again. This is July. We just had the 7-7 portal. 7 is connected to mysticism for some of you, the magician. And Saturn is too, because Jay-Z talk about Saturn all the time. And I watched whatever he did for him. So I'm kind of like, I got me a Saturn t-shirt too and started lighting candles. Right? Everybody be scared of Saturn because Saturn don't play, but shit, maybe you shouldn't be playing either. Right? So we just all gonna send love and light to Saturn right now. But the gold, right? You got 25, 26. 26 is 8. You got 8 cups. Okay. Anyway, the gold is what the goal is, right? It's not outside of you, it's in you. And this is what all magicians, alchemists, mystics aim for. You can be a mystic and an alchemist and haven't, what does they say, circled the cube or cubed the square or found the gold or the philosopher's stone. You can be in pursuit of those things and still be, that. But those that have the freedom and get what it is that they want, regardless of what that is, these people somehow find the goal within them, which is usually a process, and that process could involve chemicals, and chemicals are produced every time you think and every time you feel, right? So to get gold, you probably can't have lead or vinegar or whatever else is, not necessary. So that's why for some of you, your thoughts, what we're holding on to, some early childhood issues and or the things that we are repressing and neglecting to release, those kind of things. But what's dope is, right, because group 3, y'all reading got real. The Raven head is a card that represents those that are chosen. And they're the most likely to ask how and not even believe that they are. But they are. And the Raven reassures them that you are chosen. And it's like, for what? I guess do this or get this. And it's like, how? Well, you got to go up against grandma. Grandma, sometimes hereditary, is who cursed us in the first fucking place with bad attitudes. And look, everybody y'all grandma gonna get me blocked. I will get canceled this week. No, seriously. Sometimes it's like that because the grandmother does hold the eggs for the generations to come. And then if you subscribe to certain catalytic events, it's usually grandparents, great grandparents who have made contracts or spoke words over us that are implemented into our lives and we didn't even ask for it, right? So on and so on and so on. People like to think of Saturn as a guy energy or a masculine planet, and it is not. So that's why every chance I get, I say grandmother. Just like the Earth or Empress is the mother, Saturn is the grandmother. So some of you guys could be inheriting something or receiving news, bad news for some of you guys, or just a message about a grandmother. Okay. And I ain't gonna hold you now. If you loved your grandma and your grandma was cool, shout out to your grandma, because I lost my grandma when I was really little and it changed my whole life. But I got other grandmas, you should have 2 at least. And I know some of y'all feel like, I was going to say, some of y'all that had this grandma that neglected her own children who turned out to be abusive parents. And we're holding on. I mean, hey, I can go down. Group 3, I am not finna do this with y'all today. This will be another day because I thought it was going to be simple and light. And, it was coming towards you, a clock, a watch, a car, whatever. You get a car. But that's a little deep. So, but yeah, and I think for some of you, it may be rage. It may be frustration. And it may be demonic energy, little demons that just ruin your life and make you think you got bad luck. And that sometimes in modern society transfers or is translated into ADD, ADHD, anger management issues, impatience, dyslexia, because it's like your mind works different. Your energy is different and you feel frustrated. ADD people feel overstimulated. Frustrated people sometimes don't even know why they're frustrated, like bipolar disorder and different things. Back in the older days when they was hanging witches, they called those demons. When Jesus was like, get out them people, you demon, them people probably was just acting out. And Jesus like, something ain't right. It must be some demons in them, right? But these days, it's a name, it's a disorder, it's professional. You can still go to work and just take these pills. Okay? So don't block me, because goddamn. The last card that you got is spring. Okay? And don't forget, guys, I hate like shameless plugs, but because of your reading, like if you don't have anyone to talk to, and I am a licensed practitioner, not as a therapist, but I do coachings, right? And I am a theology major, so we can go however you want to go with it, with practical coaching and therapy, or if you gotta need a damn exorcist and some rituals, right? But if you go to Astro, and it's not funny, but I laugh a lot. I joke because we find solutions over here. We don't really soak in the issues. So I apologize if my sniggles here and there offend people, because out of like 5 million views that I've had on this channel, I know like 2 or 3 people have emailed me or commented, don't laugh at my life. And I'm like, first of all, this ain't even no personal reading. And second, if you know me, you know I laugh all the time. Now, I'm going to stop making that disclaimer soon, but I just want everybody to know that, because my purpose on this planet is not to antagonize, but I'm silly. I'm not going to stop being silly. So anyway, your alchemy card, okay, since we were talking about alchemists, because it's like, that is not funny at all, but it was a little funny. You got to admit, it was a little funny. I'm trying to find the page, babe, before I say anything else crazy. As we talk about alchemy, you got the spring card in the alchemist deck, and usually it talks about the coming out of the winter and the fruit of your labor kind of like paying off. So for some of you, there could be, and this is a stretch, but an inheritance of more than enough. Something that makes you happy, and I'm talking about happy and joyful, like when you was little, like a dream come true to have. You're manifesting something that's like a dream come true, and maybe for some of you that may have not had a lot or had to heal areas where you didn't have a lot, more than enough says that you could have the relationships, the friendships, the finances, the peace, the energy. Stop it, Olivia. My dog tried to jump over the little doggy gate and was halfway over it. And she about as big as a foot. These dogs, I'm going to have to get them blood tested, because they're supposed to be like Frenchie, Chihuahua, something. They be acting like pit bulls. And they, like I say, they like 6 inches long. They ain't even big. And they just real like matter of factly. I'm going to get them looked at. But they're like 6 months. So I know they're not going to turn into big pit bulls tomorrow, but it's like their behaviors are insane. Anyway, the spring card, like I said, in my opinion, looking at it, it's frozen. And it's 5 little gold cubes. And when I think of 5 gold things, I think of the 5 of Pentacles. So her beliefs are changing. She goes against the Hierophant, which was her birth. Like, that was what she was supposed to do. So maybe she had to be a person that was fed up and had come to a point of, I ain't taking no more shit, just to manifest whatever that is for that day that comes that turns the clock for you. It's like Spirit gave you this wand, you looking at it and you're processing all of that information. So for some of us, if there's any issues with processing a lot of information, it could have been inherited from a Scorpio or a passed on loved one. Okay. So, and that could be the same person that you're inheriting this. Hello? Okay. That could be the same person that you're inheriting this gift from. Because gift is a curse, and or any sort of financial thing that you and your siblings are going to be talking about. But the spring card arrives. When the spring card arrives, our eyes lift from the work and we peer out the window. We realize Earth has been its own transformational spin, readying itself for a new era of growth. In a state of wonder, the alchemist sets aside the work of winter and opens the door, stepping into the spring. So this is like stopping to smell the roses to me. And it's like Spirit put those roses there for you, and smelling them is like what you're supposed to be doing. It talks about blossoming. So you're blossoming because when this card arrives, it indicates a blossoming, a coming into one's own. It also talks about its generation time. So shout out to the millennials, okay? OG millennial here. Hit the like button, all my millennials, okay? You may be dreaming up a business plan, humming a new melody, or flirting with a special someone. Okay. Spring is the season of the East, where the sun arises and lights the world. You do not have to work on anything during this phase. Let the energy of the season push through. You made it through winter, and the bulbs burst on their own. Yeah. And that is what I have.